In last session, we have started with the deadlock concept. If you remember, we have started the deadlock. Anyone remember what is deadlock? Deadlock is a situation where a set of processes are blocked, isn't it? It is a situation where a set of processes are blocked because uh, each of the process is holding some resources. Okay, each of the process in our system or in our that situation, they are holding any one of the process, any one of the resources. Okay, and to complete the entire execution, they are waiting for some another resources. Okay, some another resources, but those another resources are acquired by some other processes. So in that case, the deadlock can happen, or this situation, or that situation under this is under which this is all happening is called as the deadlock situation, isn't it? Usually what happens when whenever a process in operating system uses some resources, any different resources, if any process is using, so usually they follow the some follow some regular set or steps, isn't it? Which steps will be there? Like they request a resource, they request a resource, then use the resource, and after that, after using, they will just release the resource, isn't it? So these are the steps when usually any process, we can say any process uses any resource to execute. In that case, they follow this step. They first request to the CPU, then use that resources, and then they releases the resources, isn't it? But deadlock is a situation where any or all the processes from that situation, they hold some resources. They hold some resources. Okay. And to complete the entire execution, they require some other resources. They require some other resources. Fine. But that other resource is holded by some another process. So in that case, and suppose this process is also holding this resource, this process is holding this resource, but to complete the entire execution, this P2 process also wants this R1 resource. Then what will happen? Every process is holding something and waiting for different resources. Okay, nothing is completing no any situation is there where anyone is fulfilling the resources condition, isn't it? So in this case we call that, or this situation we call as a deadlock situation, right? This is a deadlock situation. Also, we have discussed about four necessary conditions, four necessary conditions for deadlock to occur, right? Which are those situations, if you remember? Yes, anyone?
Mutual exclusion,
Correct. Mutual exclusion.
non-preemption, I think.
No preemption,
Okay, no
circular weight,
preemption. Right.
circular weight,
Correct.
hold and wait.
Circular weight and hold and wait. Absolutely correct. These are the four conditions, necessary condition. What is mean by this? If if any of the situation, if these four things are happening at the same time, okay, if these four conditions are happening at the same time, then definitely you can say there is a deadlock in your system. If these all conditions are true, all conditions are true, then you can say there is a deadlock in your system. Mutual exclusion, no preemption, circular weight, and the hold and wait. Now, what is mutual exclusion? We all are very clearly aware about the concept of mutual exclusion, in which any resource will be allocated to any process only one at a time, right? Any process can access any resource one at a time, isn't it? If anyone is using that resource, no any another process is allowed to take the access of that resource. That is the mutual exclusion. That is no sharing, no sharing of the resource, right? Only one can use one at a time. Then no preemption. No preemption means in between the execution of this, if we are not preempting any one of the process. Now in this scenario, in this our example situation, this P1 process and the P2 process, they both are waiting for some resources. They are already holding some resources and waiting for some other resources, right? But they are still in the waiting state. So if they are in the waiting state, we are not preempting, we are not preempting those processes, we are just sent them in the waiting state, right? If there is no preemption, अगर वहां पे preemption नहीं है, then no any resources which are allocated to that processes will be released. Are you getting this? If there is a preemption, then we can say that whatever the resources are allocated to those processes, we can release that resources. And after releasing, whoever requires, whoever the another process require that resources, we can allocate them. And then that process can continue its execution, right? But we are not providing any preemption over here. Okay, so if there is no preemption, so no process will release the resources which they are having, and because of that no any another process will get that resource. So this is called as a no preemption case. Okay, now circular wait. What is circular wait? Now I'm starting with the P1. Am I coming back to the P1 again? Yes, there is a cycle. Why? Because I know R1 is allocated to P1, but P1 is requesting to the R2. But I cannot allocate this R2 to the P1. Why? Because this R2 is allocated to the P2. Okay, fine. Then I will say I will wait for some time, let the P2 complete its execution. That P1 is saying. But is it possible? No, that is also not possible. Why? Because P2 cannot complete its execution. It is having the R2 access, but it requires the R1. That is why it is requesting to the R1. But we cannot allocate R1 to the P2. Why? Because R1 is allocated to P1 who is already waiting for someone, right? So in this way, we are coming back to the its original position where these processes are not able to complete its execution, right? This is called as the circular wait. This one is waiting to someone, someone is waiting to complete its execution, then he is waiting for complete its execution, R1 is holding because it is accessing, right? So there is a circular wait. Okay, so in this case, this is the case where we call it as there is a circular wait, there is a cycle. Now hold and wait, you might be now aware about this hold and wait. Process is holding some resources as well as waiting for some other resources. This is the case of hold and wait. So if all these conditions are true at any situation, then we can say there is a deadlock in the system or in the ongoing process scenario. There is a deadlock, we can say. Okay. Now, there is a second part under this deadlock topic, which is called as resource allocation graph. Resource allocation graph. Now, what is this resource allocation graph? Basically, simply if you want to remember, we use this resource allocation graph, or we can say this is a very efficient way to represent the state of your system. Okay, what is the current state of my system? Whether the deadlock can happen or there is a deadlock in my system or not. that we can identify by using the resource allocation graph. Okay, by using the resource allocation graph. Now usually in the competitive exams, there is in examples there will be one situation given. Okay, some situation will be given, and by looking into that graph, whatever the graph will be given, you have to analyze that graph, and you need to identify whether deadlock can occur or not. The question will in competitive exam, the question will be asked for 2 marks. Even by using one of the concept from this deadlock, the question for 10 marks will be asked into your Mumbai University examination. Okay, and sometimes it is asked to explain the deadlock and the 4 necessary conditions, and how we can prevent that how we can prevent the deadlock. This question, by merging these 2 and 3 points also, the question will be asked for 10 marks. But deadlock is also one of the major or most important concept from the operating system. Okay, now you already aware about the deadlock. Let us move towards the resource allocation graph. As I said, this is a very simple or the efficient way to represent the state of your system. We can identify whether our system is in deadlock condition or not. Okay, now what is how we represent. Now if whenever we are saying there is a graph, if there is a graph, that means there will be a vertex, there will be the edge. Agree? Okay, so there will be a vertex, there will be edge. Now this vertex contains two parts. One is the process vertex, another one is the resource vertex. Process vertex and the resource vertex. Usually this process vertex will be represented by a circle, process will be represented by a circle, and the resources will be represented by a rectangle. Okay, whenever the graph will be given to you, the processes will be represented by the circle, the resources will be represented by the rectangle. Okay, now in the case of resource vertex, remember one more thing. There is a two part. There are two parts. One is the single instance of resource, single instance, and मल्टी इंस्टेंस या फिर मल्टीपल इंस्टेंस ऐसा भी कहा जाता है. सिंगल इंस्टेंस एंड द मल्टी इंस्टेंस. नाउ व्हाट इज मीन बाय दिस? सिंगल इंस्टेंस मीन only one, we can say only one of the instance available for this resource. Suppose there is a resource R1. So in R1 there is a one only one instance available. That means only one process can access at the same time. Only one process can gain the access of this resource. Suppose printer है और एक ही printer है मेरे पास, उसका एक ही access है, तो एक ही system can access the printer at the same time. ठीक है. Multi instance means suppose here I have R1, this is a resource, but I have multiple instances. Okay, in this resource I have multiple instances. Okay, so that means if there are 3 instances, that means at the same time 3 different processes can gain the access of this R1. This is called as the multi-instance resources, multiple instances resources. At the same time, whatever the instances are available for that resources, those number of processes can gain the access. Okay, this is the process vertex and this is resource vertex. Now talking about the edge, what edge represents? It basically it represents again two things. It represents assign edge and one more is request edge. Assign edge and the request edge. Two type of the edges are available, assign edge and the request edge. Now if suppose this is process and this is the resource, if the edge is moving towards the process from the resource, what am I saying? If the edge is moving towards the process from the resource, then we can say this is the assigned edge. That means this resource has been allocated to the P. Okay. Now, suppose there is an edge which is moving towards the resource from the process, then we can say there is a request edge. or this is the request stage, which is moving towards the resource from the process, then this is the request stage. Okay, is it clear? This is the basic structure how we are now when we will draw here, when we will draw this graph, that time you need to understand कि ये assigned है कि requesting है, and accordingly we are going to check the availability of the resources, and according to the availability of resources we are going to find out whether any one of the process from the current situation can execute the entire steps or not. Okay, so assigned edge, request edge under the edge, and vertex, process vertex, resource vertex. In resources we can have a single instance and multi instance. Fine. Now let us consider one example. We will see the single instance first of all. Single instance resources. Just a minute. So single instance resource. One example. By using this example, you will get the clear idea. Suppose okay. Now see, there are two resources R1 and the R2, two processes P1 and P2. Okay, by using this age, you can identify whether this is a assigned age or whether this is a request age. See, now this age is moving towards the process from the resources, from resource towards the process, from resource toward the process. That means this is the assigned age. So this is assigned. R1 is assigned to P1. Now here, age moving towards the R2, moving towards the resource from process, moving towards the resource from process. That means this is a request stage. This is the request stage. Fine. Now, again, age moving towards the process from the resource, that means assigned. Again, this is the request. Fine. Is it clear? Whenever the diagram will be given like this, you just have to first of all understand the ages which are given. Okay, assigned or the request. Fine. Now after this, simply this is a small diagram. This is a very simple diagram. There is no any complications. By only observing the diagram, we can say whether the deadlock is occurred here or not. Now we know that P1 is R1 is assigned to P1 who is waiting for the R2. The same case, the same example which we have discussed earlier. Okay, and now we know there is a deadlock. Okay, we already know there is a deadlock by observing the diagram only, because this is a simple diagram. But there is one more way to identify whether the deadlock can occur or whether the deadlock is available in this situation or not. So how to analyze that? Simply you need to write, here I have two processes, P1 and the P2. Okay, now I will make a chart of allocate and the request. Allocate and the request. Now I have two resources R1, R2, R1, R2. Okay. Now what we have to do? Two resources we have to write down the status of those resources with respect to the process. Now to P1 process, whether the R1 is allocated, P1 process, whether R1 is allocated, yes, it is allocated. That is assigned, right? This is assigned. So in front of this P1 R1, you have to write the 1. Okay. Now, whether R2 is assigned to P1, R2 is assigned to P1. No, R2 is requesting to P1. So you are going to write 0 under this chart. P1 is not allocated to R2. So we have written 0 under the allocate column or assigned. Okay. Now, P2. P2 R1 allocated hai? No. So we are going to write 0 here. Sorry, P1. Sorry. P2 process, whether R1 is allocated to that? No. So we are going to write 0. Now P2, whether R2 is allocated? Yes, R2 is assigned to the P2 process. So we are going to write 1 here. Clear hai? Same. Now R1, P1, R1 को request कर रहा है. Whether P1 is requesting to R1? No, this is already allocated. So it is not requesting. So we are going to write 0 under this. Fine. Whether P1 is requesting to R2? Yes, P1 is requesting to R2. So we are going to write 1 here. Okay. Now, whether P2 is requesting to R1? Whether P2 is requesting to R1? Yes. So we are going to write 1. Now, whether P2 is requesting to R2? No, it is already assigned. So it is not requesting. So we are going to write here 0. Now we have prepared this chart. Fine. Now according to this chart, we are going to write the availability of the resources. Availability. Availability R1 and R2. Okay. Now in this situation, we know that there is only single instance of R1 available. There is a single instance of R2 available. We already know this. Okay. And from which R1 is, that single instance of R1 is already allocated to P1, and that single instance of R2 is already allocated to the P2. Fine. So there is no any availability right now. The current availability value is 0, 0. The current availability value is 0, 0. Right? Now, so in this, at this status, ये अभी current status है हमारा resources allocation का. By using this status, can you assign any resource to any process from this? What is the requirement? P1 requires the condition 0, 1. Right? It requires the availability 0, 1. है क्या availability 0, 1? नहीं, 0, 0 है. So we cannot assign, we cannot execute the P1 right now. Then check for the P2. It requires 1, 0. It requires 1, 0. So do we have 1, 0? No, we have 0, 0. That means P2 cannot execute. Right? That means we only have 2 processes in the system right now. And this is the current availability of the resources. We cannot run any one of the process. Right? There is no any option available. So we can say here, there is a deadlock. There is a deadlock. Okay. The question will be asked like whether the deadlock is available in the given situation or not. Okay. You need to identify by using the resource allocation graph. You just need to simply identify the assigned age and the request age properly. According to that, you have to prepare the chart of the resources allocation and the request and the processes you have to write and map accordingly. Okay. And then you can identify according to the availability of the resources whether the deadlock is available in the situation or not. Is it clear till now? We will solve one more example little bit uh, by increasing little bit, we can say complex, we will solve for the complex diagram. So we will get more clear idea. Okay. You just remember this one, assigned age and the request age. Fine. Okay. Now, one more example. P2. Suppose this is the P3, and there are two resources available, R1 and the R2. Again, this is the example of single instance. Okay. This is also the single instance. R1 to R2 एज है, सॉरी R2 to P2 एज है. थोड़ा सा स्मॉल डायग्राम निकालते हैं, ये एजेस समझ में नहीं आ रहे, सॉरी. ओके. P1, P2, P3, R1, R2. Okay. Example 2. Is it visible? Is it visible now? Clearly? Ages?
Yes.
Okay. So now the first thing which we have to do is we have to understand the meaning of these ages. Now R1 moving, this age is moving towards the P1 from the R1. Resource to the process means allocated, right? Resource to the process means allocated. Okay. Now R2 to the P2, resource to the process means allocated. Now P3 to the R1, process to the resource. Process to the resource means requesting. Request. P3 to the R2, process to resource means request. Fine. Can you tell me whether there is a deadlock in the system or not by observing the diagram? There are three processes, P1, P2, P3, R1, R2, two resources, and this is the situation. Any guesses? You just have to guess whether
No deadlock.
no deadlock. Okay. Any opposite answer? Is there any
मैम
deadlock?
डेडलॉक है ना, as
I'm
R1
asking.
is assigned to P1 and like P3 is requesting uh, for R1 and P2 uh, has R2 and P3 at the same time is requesting for both of them. No ma'am, it's not a deadlock
अच्छा.
because P1 and P2 don't need anything.
Okay.
Only P3 needs.
ओके. तो आपने ही सॉल्व कर दिया ना, पहले ना से लेके हाँ तक, या फिर डेडलॉक है से नहीं तक. सो लेट अस कंफर्म
हाँ.
दिस. हाँ, लेट अस, वी जस्ट हैव टू मेक श्योर. ठीक है, समटाइम्स इट हैपेंस if there is a complex diagram. This is again only one step towards the complex diagram. ये भी आसान है कि हम एनालाइज कर पा रहे हैं according to this scene कि there is no deadlock, right? But we need to be sure by our chart. Okay, so simply prepare a chart. How we are going to write? We have three processes, P1, P2 and 3 allocated and request, and we have two resources, R1, R2, R1, R2. चलो बताओ फटाफट. So P1, R1 allocated है, P1, is it visible? Okay. So P1, R1 allocated. Yes. So we are going to write 1. So P1, R2 allocated.
No, ma'am.
0. So P2, R1 allocated? P2, R1 allocated? No. So,
No, ma'am.
okay. So P2, R2 allocated?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So 1. So P3, R1
Zero, zero.
allocated? No. R2? No. So 0, 0. Correct. Now, request. P1, if it is allocated, means request is 0. R2, whether P1 requesting to the R2? No. So there is 0. P1 is not requesting to R2. So value will be 0. Now P2 requesting to the R1. Whether P2 requesting to the R1? No.
Zero, zero.
It is 0. P2 requesting to R2? No. So 0. Then P3 requesting to R1 also,
One, one.
requesting to R2 also. So this is 1 1. Right. Now let us find out the availability. Now this is the single instance example, right? This is a single instance. So यहाँ पे इंस्टेंस if even if it is not mentioned in the example कि ये सिंगल इंस्टेंस है मल्टीपल इंस्टेंस है, यू कैन फाइंड आउट बाय यूजिंग दिस ग्राफ ओनली. यहाँ पे अगर 2-3 डॉट और लिखा रहता दैट मीन्स नंबर ऑफ इंस्टेंसेस आर अवेलेबल, राइट? बट देयर इज ओनली सिंगल इंस्टेंस. सो अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ R1 and R2. R1 is already allocated, R2 is also allocated. So there is a current availability is 0 0. So if the current availability is 0 0, in this situation of the resources, can we proceed with the any process or not? That we have to check. Now check out this condition. T1, what is the requirement or is there any request of resource? 0 0 0 0, right? There is no any request of any resource. That means P1 can execute now. Agree? P1 is not requesting to any resources and we also don't have any resources. So P1 can execute. So first P1 can execute because no resources are required. No resources are required. So we can say first P1 will execute, right? So after executing, P1 will release. After executing, P1 will release. So whenever P1 will be released, whatever the resources are allocated to that P1, whatever the resources are allocated to that P1, that will be released. P1 के लिए कौन से resource allocate हुए थे? R1.
R1.
Yes. Now we can say the availability of resources, the current situation will be R1 1 and 0. P1 एग्जीक्यूट होकर रिलीज हो गया तो उसके जो भी असाइंड रिसोर्सेस है दैट विल बी रिलीज्ड. तो असाइंड में सिर्फ R1 था, सो R1 विल बी रिलीज्ड. सो वी कैन चेंज द स्टेटस फ्रॉम 0 to the 1. दैट इज द करंट सिचुएशन. नाउ the remaining processes in the ready queue are P2 and the P3. P2 and P3 and we have the availability 1 0. So P2 requires 0 0. Can we execute one even if suppose by any chance condition लेके देखते हैं कि P3 is having the higher priority, so P3 comes into the for the execution first. अगर P3 पहले आया but P3 requires 1 1. Do we have the condition of 1 1? No. Availability is 1 0. So again P3 will go to the waiting state. Now P2 will arrive. P2 requires 0 0, right? So it doesn't require any, we can say resources. So easily P2 will execute next. P2 executes. After executing, P2 releases resources. Whatever it is assigned, whatever the resources are assigned to the P2, that will be released. Which resources are assigned? R2, right? Now we are going to change the status availability. 1 तो पहले से ही था. Now P2 releases resources, that is R2. तो R2 उसने रिलीज किया तो स्टेटस 0 से 1 बन गया. नाउ अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ द रिसोर्सेज 1 1. नाउ P3 is remaining. P2 done. P3 is remaining. Availability 1 1, requirement 1 1. That means now P3 can execute. So sequentially P3 now executes. After executing, releases all resources. availability will be 1 1. Okay, so in this way, in this system, in the current situation, there is no any process is waiting for infinitely, right? P1 पहले execute कर सकता है आराम से, then P2, then P3. Even if some any one of the process will wait for some time, but at last that will be executed. So we cannot say there is a deadlock, right? So in this situation, there is no deadlock. There is no deadlock. Fine. So even if by diagram you can analyze whether the deadlock is available or not, but with this diagram or with this question, it may be asked what will be the sequence of execution of processes, which process will execute first, second, third. Okay, so order of execution will be asked. So in that case, you need to verify by using the chart. Okay, so I hope this is clear. This is very simple method. So we can say and there is no any cycle. Okay, if you will observe, there is no cycle in this scenario. साइकिल इसमें नहीं है, P1 से स्टार्ट किया तो घूम के P1 पे आ रहा है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, right? There is no cycle. But in the previous example, there is a cycle, right? There is a loop. So can we say in a single instance, in with respect, if we are talking about only single instance, okay, single instance resources, in single instance resources, if there is a cycle, or if resource allocation graph has circular weight, then can we say there will be always deadlock. This condition becomes true with respect to single instance resources. Okay, if in the RAG circular weight is available, then there will be always a deadlock. That is true. Okay, so if RAG not contains circular weight, then no deadlock. True. If you have observed the questions which are asked in the competitive exams as a true false case, which of the above statements are true, or which of statements are false, फिर वो options 1 and 2 only, 1 only, 2 only, like this type of the questions will be asked. So remember, with respect to single instance resources, if your graph contains the circular weight, then there is always deadlock. Remember this thing. Okay, now let us discuss about the multiple instance. In upcoming 1 or 2 lectures, our third unit will be over. So I will give you the second assignment. Start preparing for the unit test. Okay. So multiple instance. Multi-instance. Multi-instance resource allocation graph. Okay. Directly, I will take one example. R1, P1, P2. This is suppose R2, and one more process, that is P3. Now R1 consists of single instance only, which is allocated to P1. Now P1 is requesting to R2. Now there are 2 instances of R2 available, from which one is allocated to P2, one is allocated to P3. Also P2 is requesting for P1, R1, sorry. P2 is requesting to R1. Okay. So this is the some kind of scenario. ठीक है. Now can you tell me whether deadlock is available or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Next, any answer? Yes. Okay. So let us confirm this, yes or not. Okay. Let me write down the chart. Allocated and request. We have two resources, R1, R2. We have three processes, P1, P2, P3. Fine. Now P1, R1 allocated to P1. Okay, let me write this. R1 allocated to P1 here. क्योंकि ग्राफ एज जा रहा है R1 to P1, so allocated. Okay. P1 request. This is the request. R2 allocated to P3. Allocated. Now here ये क्या है? Allocated. Right? Now P2 is requesting to R1. One more there is R2 is allocated to P2 हो गया, ये done. Okay, all done. Fine. So P1, R1 is allocated to P1. Yes, 1. R2 allocated to P1. R2 allocated to P1. No. So 0. P2 allocated to R1. P2 R1 allocated हुआ है क्या P2 को? Yes, 1.
0, 1.
Sorry. One है ना? Sorry, it is requesting. R2 is 1. Correct? Now P3 0 and 1. Right? Same. Now according to the request, 0, 1, P2 R1, P2 and the R1, 1, P2 R1. एक मिनट, P2 ऐसे क्यों हो रहा है? हाँ, and R1 requesting है. Correct. Now 0. Right? P3 R1 R2 0 0. Correct? Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let us write down the availability. We have two resources, R1 R2 and R1 R2 both are already occupied. यहाँ पे भी क्या है? 2 instances है, R2 के दोनों instances allocated है, R1 1 instance is available which is already allocated. So 0 0 is the current availability. So whether P1 can execute at this current situation, the requirement is 0 1, availability is 0 0. That means P1 cannot be executed right now. P2 1 0, whether P2 can execute right now? No. 1 0 is the requirement, availability is 0 0. So P3 0 0, there is no any request for any resource, right? That means P3 can execute first. P3 can execute. Then after executing, it will terminate. So whenever it will be terminated, the resources will be released. The resources will be released. Then which resources it is occupying? R2, right? So R2 will be released. So after releasing the R2, the availability will be 0 1. Availability will be 0 1. Now check out for P2. Availability is 0 1. P2 situation is 1 0. Whether P2 can execute? No. Remaining processes are P2 and P3, from which P2 cannot execute right now because P1 and P2 baki hai na. P1 and P2. P2 cannot execute because the requirement is 1 0. But P1, it requires 0 1. Availability is 0 1. Right? P3 is already done. P1, P2 remaining, from which P2 cannot execute. P1 can execute. So we can say P1 will execute, terminate, and resources released will be P1 resources is R1 will be released. Okay. So the availability now will be 1 1. Now the remaining one is P2. What is the requirement? 1 0. So we can say P2 will execute now. After executing, it will be released all the resources. Which resources it is occupying? R2. और उसके बाद उसने R1 भी लिया. Then all will be this one, and this was already available. One instance of the R2 is already available, and उसका प्रीवियस जो इसने allocate किया था वो उसने यूज किया और फिर रिलीज किया. Then 1 + 1 becomes 2, right? So 1 and 2 will be the last current availability of the resources after executing all resources. 2 and 1, 1 and 2. So one instance will be freed, two instances of R2 will be freed, all processes are executed. So in any situation, by matlab, we have executed processes one by one, isn't it? There is no any deadlock. There is no deadlock in this situation. So it happens by looking into the graph, sometimes it may possible our analysis or our judgment will be wrong. So it is always better to understand whether the deadlock is there or not, or what will be the order of execution of processes by drawing or by calculating through the chart only. Okay, is it clear? Write down this one. Then we will
यहाँ
solve.
पे प्रायोरिटी आईडी नंबर से होता है ना, मतलब P1
नहीं, we are not considering that here. अभी ऐसा है in this case.
मैम,
हाँ, आप क्या पूछ रहे हो?
हाँ
प्रायोरिटी अकॉर्डिंग
कि
टू
अगर
आईडी.
हाँ मतलब अगर P1 का 0 1 है ना रिक्वेस्ट, तो P2 का भी अगर 0 1 होता तो P3 के बाद कौन सा एग्जीक्यूट
हाँ
होता
हाँ, then
पहले?
we will obviously execute P1. Yes, correct.
ओके मैम.
हाँ हाँ, correct. Your question is valid. Okay, fine. I thought you are asking regarding scheduling of the algorithm
नहीं
like
नहीं
priority and SJF वगैरह. नहीं नहीं,
नहीं.
वैसा कुछ भी नहीं. But simply if you have availability which is applicable to two or more processes, one or more processes, then you can go with the IDs.
ओके मैम, थैंक यू.
So, okay. Let us now solve. एक गेट क्वेश्चन में, एक गेट के पेपर में आया हुआ था. एग्जाम्पल बोल लेते हैं अभी. इफ योर टेस्ट विल बी, इफ योर टेस्ट पेपर structure will be MCQ, then the question depend based upon this will be asked. Okay, make a note of this. Now the question given is R1, R2. Just draw this RAC in your RAG in your notebook and then try to solve. We will discuss the answer tomorrow. You try to solve. P1, P0, P2, P3. There are 3 instances of R2 available. Now P1 is requesting one of the instance is allocated to P1. Second instance of R1 is allocated to P0. Then R2 one instance is allocated to P1. P0 one instance, P0 is requesting to R2. R2 one instance is allocated to P2. one instance of R2 is allocated to P3. P3 is requesting to the R2 for 2 times. Okay. One more resource is available, that is R3, which has 2 instances. P0 is requesting to R3. P2 is also requesting to R3. Only one instance of R3 is used, which is allocated to P0. Okay, let me check the question one more time. P1, P0, P2, P3, R3 2 instances. Okay, fine. P2 request, R2 3 instances, 2, 1 is allocated, 1 is allocated, 1 is allocated to P1, P0 is requesting to R2, fine. R1 2 instances, 1 is requesting, 2 is allocated to P1 and P0, and P3 is also requesting to R1. Draw this array G and try to find out whether the deadlock is there or not in this situation. Do you have any continue lecture after this? Can we extend the lecture up to 2:15? 3:15?
DSC lectures
Acha, okay.
at 3:30 I think.
3:30 ना?
Yes
अच्छा
ma'am.
अच्छा ठीक है, break चाहिए. Okay. So just draw this diagram. We will see the explanation in the next session, tomorrow's session.
Okay ma'am.
Try to solve. Otherwise, we will discuss in the next session. Chalo.
Okay ma'am.